I'm going to try to talk a little fast because I know it's raining. I'm sorry. I just want to give a personal thank you to Justin Grant and the Goat Patch employees to begin. Your love and support has been unwavering. And a special thank you to Avery, the event planner at the Goat Patch. She has been fantastic to work with. Brian Allen at Alternative Cremations and Funeral Home. Ann and Kevin Stone. Kevin is our MC for the day. Kerry Stone for the amazing slideshow that will be presented. Danielle and Dave Karen for making the koozies. If you would like to make a donation and grab a koozie of your choice, please do so. All proceeds will go to the Special Needs Challenger Baseball Program. Robin and Alan Rainville for making the whoopie pies. It was a tradition that they did with my parents for the Pikes Pete's Pats, one of my dad's favorites. Alan Rainville for playing the bagpipes today with a special tribute to Grampy. I also want to thank all of you. Your outpouring of love and support as we have been trying to navigate the loss of my mom and then just 5 months later, the tragic loss of Gramps. The calls, the texts, cards, sympathy gifts are so very much appreciated. We are so grateful to you all, especially those who have traveled far distances to be here with us today. Although this is probably the hardest thing I have ever had to do, it is also an incredible honor to get to stand here today and tell you the story of my father, also known as Grampy to so many. We are all here on a rainy, beautiful Saturday afternoon because my father has had an impact on our lives in one way or another. Looking around the room, this beautiful beer garden, it's pretty amazing to see how much Grampy was loved. Some words and short phrases to describe my father in a nutshell. First and foremost, devoted husband, my mom's partner in crime. They were often referred to as the dynamic duo. Best father ever, who instilled strong values in my brother and I and his 3 grandchildren. Loving, a kind soul, family guy, always putting his family first. Loyal, dependable, accepting of others, funny, humorous. Great friend, a best friend. He was honest, supportive, adventurous, best coach, wise, an educator to the young and old, and, best of all, his grandchildren's biggest fan. My father was my best friend and hero and the strongest man I knew. To say he was a good man would be an understatement. He was an extraordinary man who acted like an ordinary one. He was simple, with an incredible smile and a contagious laugh. Grampy loved t-shirts, jeans, or cargo shorts, sneakers, and ball caps. If he had to dress up, he wore a collared cotton shirt and his cowboy boots. Grampy loved his coolers, always filled with water, Cokes, and of course, a beer or two. He was a sports fanatic, especially with baseball and football. Watching sports with him was a whole event. He was a human play-by-play machine. He would call the game before the announcers did, word for word. This is something I know my husband will miss forever, among so many other memories. He was an exceptional friend, brother-in-law, uncle, husband, father, and grandfather. He loved so fully and is loved by so many. Just look around the room. Look at all of you. Grampy wasn't just a grandfather. He was everybody's Grampy. His generosity, warmth, and infectious smile brought everyone together. He never met a stranger he wouldn't soon call a friend, and made everything more joyous with his presence. Though my mom forced him to attend parties, Grampy inevitably became the life of the party, arriving early, staying late, and always making sure everyone felt welcome. There are no words to express his influence on my life or his influence on those around him. He was always willing to help, to give advice, and selflessly volunteer his time and energy. When I think of my dad, all I have are warm and welcoming memories. I never once doubted the absolute love he had for myself, Barry Jr., my brother, my mother, his grandchildren, son-in-laws, and his family and friends. There was never a time we couldn't go to him for help and not come away with a new perspective and life advice. It made me a better person. But that's who my father was, a compassionate, honest person who taught me to always learn something new, to always aim to be better myself. He not only did this for me, but he did this for his family and friends, and including all of you. If you knew my dad, you know that he was quite the animated storyteller. In fact, sometimes he would start to tell a story, and during a pause, I would remind him that he already told me that story. "No matter," he'd reply. "It's good enough to hear it again." And he would just continue on. My father was born in New York, and shortly after that, he moved to Farmington, Michigan. He was an only child. He found his passion for baseball at a young age, which continued throughout the rest of his life, even until the last day, where he passed on June 10th. When he was 19 years old, he went into the Navy. During his time in the Navy, he traveled and he was sent to Antarctica. This is probably where he became an expert drinker and taught a penguin or two on how to be experts as well. The Navy is also where he met his best friend, Richard Hansel. When Richard and my father returned to their duty station in Rhode Island, Richard and Pat introduced my father to Sandy. And as you all know, this is the woman who became his soulmate. These two best friends each married their soulmates months apart, had children, and raised their families together. My parents were hardworking. My father always wanted more for us. He always wanted better for us. One quality I most remember about my father was his strong work ethic. He was never without a job. He was smart and savvy with his career choices. He would do whatever it took to be sure the people he cared about were taken care of. He was the kind of dad every girl should get to experience. One of my fondest childhood memories was when he played Barbies with me. We had a pool, and I loved pretending my Barbies were at the beach. We would spend hours making them swim on the deck. He also always welcomed mine and BJ's friends, and he also became like a father to them as well throughout their childhood. Grampy had a passion for coaching. He was always volunteering to coach my brother and I from the time we were little tykes up until our teenage years. He was a gifted coach who was tough but could always bring out the best in all of his players. He wanted his players to have the love for the game that he had. Visits home from college always meant leaving with more than you came with. "Hey, I have extra tissues. Do you need any? Just take them. What about clips for your chips? Take some. What about money? I left a $100 bill on the table. Don't forget it before you go." Grampy was the type of man who would give anyone in need the shirt off his back. He didn't even have to ask. He had a gift for recognizing when someone was in need or hurting and would offer a helping hand, and he would never take no for an answer. The real fun began when I was old enough to actually be of legal age to drink with him. I have so many fun memories. I remember so fondly all the laughter we shared. As an example, I would ask my parents, "Hey, what bar are you going to tonight?" And then my friends and we would show up. We loved their company. My friends had a famous chant they used to say, "Mr. Aneda, Mr. Aneda," which later turned into, "Grampy, Grampy." I really don't believe I had a bigger fan than I had in my dad. At times he would brag about me so much I would apologize to whomever his latest captive audience happened to be. He was so passionate and so loyal. He would defend the people he loved to the very end. In 2006, my parents moved to Colorado Springs to be closer to me and my family. My dad loved nothing more than being a grandfather to his 2 grandsons, Sean and Ryan, and his number 1 granddaughter, Megan. They are the world to him, and he is the world to them. From changing their diapers, holding them, tickling fights to kisses, telling them he loved them every chance he got, taking on the role of Sean's respite care provider until the day he passed. The joy he brought to everyone was immeasurable. Grampy always showed up for them, never, ever missing a beat. It was incredible to watch him love them with everything he had. When Ryan turned 6, he followed in Grampy's footsteps, and he found his own passion for baseball. Grampy continued his coaching legacy with Ryan and his friends up until high school. During Ryan's high school career, Grampy did not miss a single game, and he always coached from the sidelines. During their time in Colorado Springs, my parents also became a proud active members of the Pikes Peaks Pats, and many of you are here today, a New England Patriots fan club where my father served and earned the title of Director of Building Services, something he was very proud of, handling all Patriots swag and attending every event with enthusiasm. He took his job very seriously. My parents made lifelong friends throughout this wonderful organization, and he was very proud to be called friend by all of you who made it here today. My father's other passions included riding his motorcycle, drinking beer with his friends, dancing with my mom, and going to many happy hours. Their number 1 favorite place for happy hour was Bubba's 33, thanks to the staff who are here today. My father enjoyed his daily routines. He would get up, drink his coffee, go to the bank, take out a little cash, and head to Safeway for a few items he might need that day. Thank you to all of the Security Federal Credit Union and Safeway employees who came here today. You are a testament to how my father made friends wherever he went. There are so many additional memories I could share with you, but I would be up here all day. I hope the few stories I selected to share this afternoon capture my dad and who he was through the lens of a little girl and now grown woman who misses her dad more than words can say. He was my whole world. To sum up my father in 10 minutes is impossible. Many of you have your own cherished memories of my amazing dad. Sharing those stories today is encouraged. So before you walk out the door later on today, walk up to someone you don't know and just say, share how you know Barry. I promise you, you will leave with a smile on your face. Grampy's spirit can be kept alive by remembering the joy he brought into our lives. If you have a special memory of my mom or my dad, please jot down that memory on an index card and place it in the basket when you leave later on today. I want to share with you 2 quotes my dad repeated to me throughout the years. He would say, "Remember that words are quickly forgotten, but deeds are always remembered. Be careful with your actions, and you will never regret it." If I could have imparted one thing, it would be to help others. Be a participant and not a watcher. Pay it forward, and in the end, it will come back to you 1,000 times over. My father and I had this continuous joke with each other. He would say, "Dee, you know you are my most favorite daughter." And I would say, "Well, you're my most favorite dad." And then I would always say, "I love you, Dad." I'm gonna do my best to make you proud, Dad. Can everyone please raise your glasses to Grampy? Grampy, our world is quieter now, less full. We miss you so deeply. We miss you every day. Can we now honor my father with one of his favorite gestures? And I'm sorry if this offends you, but if we could turn it up. And let's turn it up against grief. And remember the joy he brought to our lives. We know you are at peace and with Grandma, the love of your life. Dance together. Let Grandma sing loudly. And gosh, Grampy, drink that beer. Cheers to you, Dad.
Cheers.
My most favorite.
Cheers. Cheers.